Now that we have installed Apache Spark and .NET for Apache Spark with success, let's go over and create our project. We will switch to Visual Studio now, and just in case you don't have Visual Studio installed, please go over to visualstudio.microsoft.com and download the Community Edition. It's free to use. So now let's go over to Visual Studio, create a new project, a console app with .NET Core. Next, we will call it Query Basics and create a project. Now the installation was successful, so the first thing to do is to add additional Nugget packages we need for our project to run successfully. So we will go over to Tools, Nugget Package Manager, Manage Nugget Packages for Solution. Here we will browse for Apache Spark. There we go, Apache Spark, and we will choose the Microsoft.Spark Nugget package for the version 0.6.0. So we'll select our project and install it into our project. Here you have to accept the license, so I'll do that. And now all dependencies are installed. So now to test that our installation was successful, we need some data. That's why you also need to download the data set. This is the data file. I provided you the link to this data in the description below, and also the password needed to download it. After downloading the data, please put them somewhere you can find them easily. So in my case, I've put them into my source folder, the data, the type, and because this data set is around 1 GB big, I create a folder called 1 GB and just put them in there. Let's take a look at one of the files we are going to use to test our installation. So this is the customer file. You can edit it using, as you can see, this is a character separated file. But in this case, instead of using commas like in a standard CSV file, this one is using vertical bars. And as you can see, this is a description of some customers like Mrs. with names and address and email addresses. So we will use .NET for Apache Spark to read this file and print its content back to the command line. This way we are sure that our installation was successful. So let's go over there to Visual Studio again. Visual Studio, and let's get rid of this one. First thing, we'll first declare a variable that points to our data. So just do something like that. And customer, boom, that. Next, we need a way to speak to Apache Spark, so we are going to create a Spark session. So for this, we will use the Spark session builder class. First, I think I need some Spark session using Microsoft Spark.sql. Now you can get an instance of a Spark session. Get or create. So the Spark session is the entry point of all functionality in Apache Spark. So even to read a file or connect to a cluster or to a relational database, you need a Spark session. In this case, we just want to read a file, so this is enough. Next, we create a data frame. Let's just call it customer df, customer data frame, and we will use our Spark session to read our customer file into. So first, you have to specify the format of the file you want to read. So it's a character separated file. Here you can pass in what is the separator, because in our case it's not the standard separator. We must specify exactly how the value in our file are separated, and as we saw previously, the values are separated using a vertical bar. That's why we have to pass in a separator vertical bar, and the next thing we have to do is to load the data just by passing in the data path. Here we go. So next step, to make sure that we were able to read the data, we can just print them back. Let's do this by using the show. As you can see, the data frame you get back from the read method has a method called show that display rows in a tabular form, and that's enough for the moment. So all we will do now is just print some rows, save it and build. Now our project was successfully built, and what we need to do now is to run the Spark program. So I will go to the terminal window. Here I have to switch into my bin folder, so where my assembly lies. This is a .NET Core 3 app. As you can see, this is our program called querybasics.exe. So there's a way to call an Apache Spark application, and for now, please just repeat the same step as I'm doing, and later we will dive into what this command really means. So I think I still have it somewhere here. Okay, our program is query basics query basics dot. So we will call the Spark Summit application and pass in some parameters. But the most important right now is that we are passing in our assembly. So from the DLL, from our project, we are passing in this one. When it comes to the other parameters, we will get later to know what they mean. For now, it's enough to get this command as it is and just run it. So wait till the program is executed. As you can see, our program runs successfully, and you can see here 20 rows of the file we looked at previously. So that it is. Now we are sure that our installation was successful, that we can use Apache.NET to interact with Apache Spark. Next, we will take a closer look at our data set and dive into writing real-world data analytics queries using .NET for Apache Spark.